Next is we have to interface our Raspberry Pi with Telegram app. Like Telegram can be installed onto your mobile phone, and with the help of mobile phone we can send signal to the Raspberry Pi, and Raspberry Pi in turn can perform some actions. Say some components are connected to the peripherals of the Raspberry Pi, and we are sending signal to those components. So indirectly we are managing those components or those devices with the help of our mobile. So to interact with this, we are using an app called as Telegram app. So first of all, we have to create or register ourselves onto the app. So to demonstrate, I'm not going to use a mobile phone. I'm going to use desktop version or say web version of the application. So to open this or to open the interface, I will open a browser. Just click on this browser button on the top and enter web address of the Telegram. So address is web.telegram.org. Hit enter. Now it asks for code. So for India, code will be 91, and at this stage you have to enter your phone number. I will enter my phone number, and after that it is going to ask for OTP. Okay, at this stage we have to enter our phone number, so I'm going to enter. But later on, I may delete this section, so you won't be able to see the contact number. So after this, we will receive an OTP. So I've entered my mobile number. After that, I received an OTP. Then I entered my OTP, and I'm on the first home page of my Telegram app web version. So on this app, I have to create a bot. To create a bot, we have to first search your bot manager. The name of bot manager is Botfather. Botfather. Type this, then from the listings, it is going to show one name which has a tick on the say, on the top. So it is a main manager of the all the bots. So let me move this little bit to the side. So we are on this page. It is asking for to click on the start. So I will click on this start. I am under Botfather. So Botfather is the manager of all the bots. So this Botfather will allow me to create a bot. Since I don't have any bot initialized or any bot created, it is asking me to start. So I will click on this start button, and see the manual what commands are there. So to create a new bot, like you can go through this page, and some issue is there. You can go through this page and you can read the documentation. Yes, so again we are back to your bot further. Yes, it has displayed some commands. So I need to create a new bot. So command for new bot is /new bot. So I have to type slash and new bot and press enter. Then it is asking for a name. The name should be unique. Like I want to call my name as say for example megabyte, megabyte bot. So another, it is asking for a bot name, like this is a username, a common name, and another type you have to enter bot name. So I'm going to type the same thing, megabytes bot. If this megabyte bot is unique, then it is going to assign you the name, otherwise it will display this message, sorry it is already taken, please type something else. So I will type megabytes 123 bot. So hopefully this is unique. I will type enter again. So yes, this is the unique name. So I have to, our bot has been created. Now it has given some API. This is the main API that we will be using in the program. So this API we have to copy. For time being, I'm keeping this as it is, and I'm going to minimize my application, and I will go to minimize this thing. Yes. So we have opened this browser, we have typed bot father, then we have created a new bot, we received our HTTP, or sorry, API. Where is that API? Now next thing, we need to install the packages. Now to interact with Telegram, Raspberry has a package called as Teleport. So depending on your configuration, in some machines this 5.3 or PIP3 version will work, or in some machines PIP version will work. I recommend installing both the versions, so it will definitely increase the chances of executing the program. So first command I'm going to run to install the package is sudo pip3 install teleport on the terminal. So I'm going to open my terminal and I've copied the command. I will paste. Make sure internet is connected to your machine or to the Raspberry. Depending on the internet speed, it may take time. Yes. Then again I have to type the same command, but instead of pip3 now I will type pip only. Sudo pip install teleport. So again some other version packages will be installed into the machine. Yes, it shows the package has been already installed, or packages are already installed. So I will close this terminal now. Next it says we have to type our program in the IDE. So I will click on this Raspberry icon. I will click on programming, then Python 3 and IDE. Then I have to select a new file, go to file, new file, and this I have to type the program. So since you know I'm a busy person, I'm going to copy paste this program. Sorry, where is the program? Yes, I will select this. Copy, and I will paste the program. Now, as we know, this import first time module consists of delay function or sleep function, which can be used for adding delay. The main package which is going to interact with the Telegram is teleport, and since we are enabling or disabling the GPIO pin, we have imported GPIO pins and GPIO package, and our program will be running in infinite loop or say a thread that will be running in the background. So for that we have imported telegram.loop. This is basically a thread that will be used for executing some application, or sorry, so say for example some method that we have created into the application. Now the first line, we are setting the mode. Now again, since I'm using loose circuit, I'm going to use board mode, board. Then set warning false. Maybe in the previous practical you might be looking at the errors while executing the program, a warning that a particular pin has been uninitialized or some kind of error. So to depreciate all this warning or to hide all those warnings, we can write this thing and disable the warnings, and by putting simply value as false. Now we may use any of the GPIO pins. It shows GPIO pin number 20 means physical pin number 20. I will replace this thing with say for example 40. Now let me check whether 40 is GPIO pin or not. 40 is in yellow color, means it is a GPIO pin. Yes, physical pin 40 I am going to use. So I have set this pin as output pin, means with the help of application or Telegram, I will send some command to the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi will receive that command, and based on the command we may turn on and off the LED, and the LED will be connected on the port number or pin number 40. Now we'll move down to the starting of the program. So this is the first line of the program. On the top this is a function, and the program begins from this line. So we have written bot equal to telegram.bot. Now in this this HTTP API will be replaced with the API that we have created in the Telegram app. So let me replace this thing with the API that we have created. So this is the API, and I will copy and I will put this API into this. Control V. Now this inside this thread we are executing a function or executing a method called as handle that will be executing in the thread. The handle function is written on the top. Now inside that handle function we are retrieving the messages received from the Telegram app. Like Telegram is sending some message and to the Raspberry Pi, and we are trying to retrieve the message information with the help of this. So chat ID is a person ID who is sending the message, and command is a text that Telegram app has sent to this Raspberry Pi. So these are the two methods or two parameters that we can receive with the help of message. Now the next line displays that we have received XYZ command, and we want to reply or we want to send a message back to the Telegram app. Like Telegram app has sent some message to the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi has received the message and it has acknowledged, and now Raspberry Pi has to send back some message to the Telegram app. So we are using this function for sending data back to your Telegram. So I am replying to a person with chat ID. So we have retrieved the chat ID, which is a user or which is a person that was interacting with it, with the app. So chat ID will refer to the Telegram user, and it will send command or it will send a message command received on the Telegram app. Next, this is an if else loop, if else control. Now, as we have discussed, we are receiving two information. One is chat ID that can be used for sending message back to the Telegram, and the other is a command that the Telegram user has sent to the Raspberry Pi. Now, I'm comparing this command with the value, like if the command is slash on, or if the command is slash off, then on the on command we are displaying a message on the Raspberry Pi, and we are turning on this LED or the LED which is connected on pin number 40. So I'm replacing this pin number 40. So you can put this value as 1, like instead of GPR.high you may write 1 for turning on the light or turning on the bulb or LED. And in the else case we are writing if the command is off, then turn off the light or turn off the LED, and you may replace this low with value 0. I'm keeping this as it is. So on instead of this you may write the GPR.high, and instead of this you may write 0, or whatever feasible with you can write. Then everything we are executing. So at the last line there may be, so the last line is not visible. There may be a while loop which will let the program to run for indefinite time. So I have to save this program. Now most of the time students try to save this program with the same name as Telepod. So don't do that. Telepod is a package name. So if you are trying to save your file name with the package name, then the package will be replaced with your file name, or it is going to access the local copy. So I'm going to keep as Mega Telegram, MEGA Telegram. Any file name you can give. So this side is done. Now we can run this program. Now this GPI pin, or sorry, Raspberry code will act as a server. So I am running this program. If everything is working properly, then it will display a message, I am listening. Now on the Telegram side, our username is megabyte123 bot. I have to search this bot. Yes, it displays a bot name megabyte bot. So to interact with the program, like this is a program which is, where is the program? This is a program which is executing. Now to interact with this program, we have to send some command to the application or to the bot we have created. Like if I am starting this or clicking on this start button, so let us check what happens in the application. Like it has received a start command. So means application is receiving, and in the acknowledgement it has sent a reply saying that command has been received. If I say hi, the same message will be transferred to the your program. Now hi is not a command, so it will not do any kind of activity. So command is slash on. So I will send slash on, and it will again display the same command, but we have not connected our circuit. So let us do the connection part. So again I have my LED. Yes, I have my LED. This terminal is a negative terminal. This terminal is a positive terminal. Now on the, they say the horizontal line, I am connecting in the same line a register, and other end of the register is connected to the outer line of the breadboard. So I will use two wires, male and female connector. One end I will connect to the negative terminal, and the other end I will connect to the positive terminal. Now this yellow wire is will be connected to the pin number 40 of the circuit, because we in the code we have written pin number 40 or GPIO pin number 40. So I will connect, is the last pin. Now this red wire will be connected to the ground. So let us check which pin is ground. In the diagram we can see the black, all the black labeled are a ground pin. So I will select the pin number 6. So let me connect this ground wire to pin number 6. Yes, the LED is by default on because we have sent an on signal. If we remember, like we have sent an on signal. Let me do something. Yes. Now consider this app you are using on the mobile phone. So I will send some command. That command will be received by the program, and the program will activate or deactivate your LED. So the command I am sending is /off. So it is going to receive the command, or the program has received off command, and off command means it is going to turn off the LED by putting value 0 on the on the pin number 40. Now again, if I send value on my application on, then it is going to turn on the light. Yes. Then most common mistake the student do, like instead of, like in the program they have written /on and /off. So while executing they are entering only, or they are entering only on value. So this command will be received by the program, and it will display also that command has been received. But on is not a valid command. Your command is /on. So by convention they are saying that every command should proceed with slash, but there is no mandatory as such condition is there, like mandatory condition is not there. So I can replace this thing with on and off. Again I will re-execute the program. So it is displaying a default message. Now I have replaced /on with on message and /off with off. So whenever user is entering a value on, now it is by default on, so I will put value off. So it will display command received, and now the command off is valid command, and I can enter on value, then the circuit will be on. So remember one thing, like whatever you are writing in this parenthesis or code, the same command you have to send to the user. You may put another symbol @ something, but Telegram by default uses Telegram bot by default uses, or say by convention uses slash, preceded slash. Anything that preceded with a slash will be considered as command. It is by convention. So it is up to you. You can follow, or as shown in the second example, you may replace that slash with any character or none of them. So it is working in both the cases.